Hey Anna, how you doing? Have you had a great weekend? Welcome back to the week ahead. So, look, hey Peter, how you doing, buddy? Look, so listen, the forecast on gold is still pretty much the same. You can't disagree with the trend that's in place. So bias will still remain to the upside. Just we'll be focusing on your simple BPC trades, flip orders, anything like that. But it doesn't mean that we won't trade short and if structure breaks. So bias still remains for the upside. We just drop in all-time highs. Where are we? Call out. So all-time high coming in there. Mr. Briggs, good afternoon, sir. How are you? Shocking result for us at the weekend. I just seen something pop up on Sky Sports just saying a penalty disallowed or something, but or not even looked at. But yeah, let's forget about that because that just ruined my Monday. Okay, so look, basically, huge day on Thursday. Friday, we saw an impulsive move higher. We broke back down and pretty much closed where the market opened. Um, so bias remains long. We're sat in a range-bound market at the minute. I am just going to drop these levels in here. I just want to check we have some range to the upside because if we do, there's potential for a trade based on the 15-minute, I think. Let's have a look. So structure coming in here. Let's just see what we've got. I need to check the news as well. We've got 54 points for up for grabs. So look, I'm just gonna change screens. Let's come into here. We've got 54 pips up for grabs. Open calc. So this will be first trade of the day, potentially the last, depending on what we see. Okay, so there we go. So trade has now been entered. Let me just check. High 94.61. 94.61. Let's make that 81. Okay, so all in there. Yeah, exactly. Football banter's done today, so we'll forget about that. Let's get partial TPs in. So first partial TP we'll set at 10 points. 50% coming off at 10 points. 19780. 9780. So you got a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So T1 set at 10. I'm giving a little bit more wiggle room for T2 up at 30 pips, and then top of the range, $3,000. We'll go for. I'm just going to bring it below. Let's bring it below because I don't want to be the last man in trying to get out. So there we go. So this is just a typical BPC trade. So what's happened here? We're in a range on the lower time frame. So we'll go back to trading view because I don't like MetaTrader to discuss analysis. So let's come over to trading view. Here you can see the range that has been formed. So basically what we're seeing here is the market has created support through here. We've seen it tap out, creating new all-time highs at 305. We come back down to test this get area again and again and again and again. We've come up, we tested 3,000 earlier on today. Now, what I'm looking at is our bias remains to the upside. It doesn't mean that the market is going to go up, but our bias remains to the upside because buyers predominantly are in control over the longer period. So looking at BPC trades, breakout, pullback, continuation. In this case right now, you'll see or identify that we're in a range. So based on the fact that we're in a range, I'm looking for buyers to come in. And a buyer in this instance just highlights this 15-minute candle. It's a downrange candle, meaning it has a lower high and a lower low to the previous candle. but it was a buyer candle ultimately, meaning buyers pushed the price up and it closed higher than where it opened in that 15 minutes. Doesn't mean that the market is likely to go up, but it is just a show that buyers were in control for that 15-minute period. And because we're only looking for short-term gains, what we're saying is if the market creates a bottom wick, so we want the market to come lower before we buy. So we waited for the market to sell off. As the market sells off, we place our order above the bullish candle high, and we're looking for 10 pips, 30 pips, and then potentially go on to the top of the range. Our breakout trade will only come if we get a close above, let's say, we'll we'll take a breakout trade if we close above 3002.4. So that's what we're going to look at. If we get above 3002.4, we'll take a breakout trade. Where we currently sit right now, we're in the middle of the range, but like I said, we saw buyers come back in here for this 15-minute period. We're waiting for a wick down, which has now been formed, and we've got our buy stops above the high of this candle. If you missed it, I just go back so you can see our buy stops have gone in just above the high of this candle. You see my buy stop price is at 2,994.81. That's 2 pips above the high of the candle. So the reason it's 2 pips above the high of the candle, that's basically the spread. So that's what we're looking for on gold. While we're waiting for, I'm just going to come back. So that's the order we've got placed on gold. I'm just going to take a look at the NASDAQ, see if anything's going on there. In fact, I tell you what I haven't done. Hold on, 12:30 core retail sales. So we've seen retail. No, it's Tuesday. Yeah, they've come out as expected. 0.3. Retail sales month on month was a bit of a miss. So I'm surprised we haven't seen a bit more of a rally on that. Although the previous months were significantly lower. Now look what we on that data, NASDAQ is rallying. Let's take a look at structure, see if we've got anything we can work with. Okay, so we're about to break Friday's high. Breaking Friday's high should add more upside. There's our 4-hour structure. Next 4-hour structure. Let's drop down to the hourly. Hourly looks good. 30-minute. Okay, so 30-minute next structure is coming in at 19,892. So that's a good 188 points above, 178 points above current price. So if we can get a close above here, then I'll be looking for more than NASDAQ. So ultimately, we're just waiting for a close above. Once we get a close above here, we could potentially shift our focus to trading the NASDAQ as opposed to gold. But we're going to have to wait 23 minutes for this. It's 12:37. This candle will close in exactly 23 minutes. And gold is first 7 minutes of this candle has done absolutely nothing. We'll drop down. Yeah, structure level still fine on the 15. So 15-minute traders, you could wait for a close above on the 15 because it would still give you the same setup. I'm going to wait for the 30. I don't mind if I miss the trade. As we say, I'd rather be a pilot on the floor wishing I was in the air than a pilot in the air wishing I was on the floor. So I'm going to wait for this 30-minute candle to close on the NASDAQ for a potential setup here. If it goes without us, we don't lose anything. It just goes without us. So patience, guys. So Monday, we don't need to rush anything. We don't need to force any trades. So NASDAQ is an option. Let's just put the ranges on. So yeah, call it 180 pip range. So we can get some massive pips here. Should we get a push higher? Just keeping my eye on gold because it's pushing up, but we're not near our entry price yet. No news to be aware of, so no major news. So I always put everything on my chart. So whether if we've got news, then I highlight the time of news. Now just remember, because the US is in daylight saving mode. Bo Mortimer, Mr. Brad. Good afternoon, sir. How the devil are you? So remember, because they are in daylight saving mode, then they're an hour ahead. So meaning what would normally come out at 1:30, comics is opened at 12:30, news releases that would be at 1:30 now at 12:30. So yeah, we've only got this for another couple of weeks. So on when our clocks alter on the 30th of March, I believe. Let me just check. I'm sure it's the 30th of March. Our clocks go back. We can get back to, yeah, daylight saving time. Yeah, 30th of March. So from the 30th of March, we can get back into our usual sync. For those of you that are going to trade this on the 15, you've got 5 minutes for this candle to close above, and then you're going to wait for a wick down. If you get a wick down, then you can buy the break of the highs. Uh, Gold hasn't done anything yet. And I am watching it on another chart over here while we're just analyzing the markets. So let's just go. Is it going to go without us? Now, one thing I would say is looking at the higher time frame. Now that we've broken Friday's high, I see this as the corrective move starting or the next impulse. Now, look, we don't know whether it's going to be a new high that's going to form from here or whether it's going to come up into this structural point and start to roll over. But what I would suggest is that the market is likely to continue for a day, two, maybe three, of some positive gains for the NASDAQ. So if it is going to form a lower high, meaning if it's going to come up here, let's say create a high, sell off again, then this would be what we call the corrective phase. This would be the impulsive phase. So in this period, although the bigger picture here is to the downside, the shorter term picture is to the upside. My bias for the short term would be looking for trades to go to the upside. That would be my bias, just because we're in a corrective phase. So understanding what phase the markets are in can make a big difference onto the way you manage trades and how you look to take advantage of current opportunities that are setting up. So yeah, like I said, if this goes without you, it goes without you. Uh, so we've still got a good, what, 120, 130 points above the high of this candle. Uh, for those of you that want to be a little bit more aggressive, you could do something like our flexible risk management. So meaning instead of just waiting for the wick down, you could use a smaller percentage of your fixed risk that you would use. So let's say, I don't know, let's say you trade at a fixed lot size. So let's go, you trade, I don't know, let's say one lot fixed on NASDAQ. By doing something that's flexible slash dynamic, you can split up the trade into segments. Now, what I'd mean by that is if the market starts to come down and let's say it taps this area, you could trade zero point 0.3 lots right at the level. And then if it turns in the next 5 minute candles bullish, you could trade another 0 0.3 lots. That would leave you 0.4. And then as it breaks the highs, you trade 0.4. What's the risks? What's the pros? What's the cons to doing this type of risk management? Well, obviously the risks are you're trading, you're trying to catch a falling knife. You're buying as the market's falling with no sign of buyers actually entering the market. You're just trading because it's come close to an old resistance stroke support level. So here, this would be old resistance becomes new support. Uh, sorry guys, one second. Bloody Amazon. Bear with me, one second. Hi guys, sorry about that. Come on. There we go. Always has to come when I'm in live stream. Um, yes, so right, your 15-minute candle, as I was saying, is now closed. So in theory, this is where you could start to look to apply a flexible risk management setting or dynamic, however you want to call it. So you split your one lot that you're prepared to risk. Now, if you do 10 lots, 5 lots, half a lot, it's up to you how you want to break it down. But that would be the way that I would look at doing something like this. You still have to wait for the wick down before you place the buy stop. How many of you would be interested in placing the buy stop here on the DAX? It is. I quite like it. I quite like it, to be fair. Both both gold and NASDAQ are really quite interesting. If I can get a deeper pullback on the NASDAQ, so we can get a bigger wick down, I'll look at trading it. Yeah, Nasdaq is rising. Yeah, so just looking for a pullback on the Nasdaq. So looking for a bottom wick to be formed, and then look to buy the break of the highs. Buy stop on top of the wick. Yeah, well, this is everyone's prerogative on how you want to use trade management, risk management. But my order right now, I'm leaving on gold, but Nasdaq looks good. I'm gonna wait 14 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close for the Nasdaq. Um, so we've got our order. I've got my order. Gold, as you can see, just above the high of the bullish candle here. So there it is. Orders here, TP1 here, TP2, extended targets just below the $3,000 level. Now, we're going to look at if this candle can break above these highs. I'll bring my stop from underneath here, underneath the low of this candle. So we're looking at reducing risk as quickly as possible as the market moves in our favor. If it moves lower and takes out these lows, then obviously there's no trade. So uh, we have, interestingly, I'm just looking at the risk currencies right now. So the risk currencies are up against the US dollar. So we're seeing Kiwi up 0.65%, we're seeing CAD up 0.14, and we're seeing Aussie up 0.27. So that could be sentiment as well, or they could be being pulled on the basis that the NASDAQ or the S&P, the Dow Jones are all moving positively because they are risk-based currencies, meaning that they tend to run in some sort of correlation with risk on movement. Hey Stuart, how you doing? Okay, gold is dropping, so I'm going to take my order off for now. Oh, there we go. So gold, I've just taken the order. Now it's broken the low. I'm not going to sit in it. We'll wait for it to come down to our structure before we can then look at maybe taking another order. So I'm going to wait for it to come down and tap this area. And either we're going to have buyers step in here or we're going to close below this area. If we close below this, then I'm going to look to sell gold. Okay, so it's dependent on how the market reacts down here. But like I said, I can't stand MetaTrader for analysis. So we'll probably have to come back and look at this on TradingView. NASDAQ, we've got 11 minutes for the candle to close, and then we can start to look at potential opportunities long. Hey Rich, how you doing, buddy? What was that? Okay, so we'll sit tight for 10 minutes and maybe we'll look to get long on the NASDAQ if we can stay above. Okay, gold shorts. I'm gonna sell below 2977.2. This is so. What am I looking for here? Same as any of the systems, guys. So, alright, buys above 3002.3. So we're looking for either a close above this price point or we're looking for a close below this price point. Now within the range, I'm happy to trade as long as we've got clear candle space, meaning we've got big bullish candles or big bodied candles, I should say, not big bullish, big bodied candles. I'm looking for clear space to trade in. And if I'm selling, I want to see sellers step in. If I'm buying, I want to see buyers step in. So if I'm buying, I want to see a bullish candle with a strong bullish close. Next candle to open and wick down. If I want to sell, I want to see a seller candle that's closed bearish with the next candle wicking up and then closing and then breaking the lows. Now, one thing about selling up here, you can do it. The downside is you have no confirmation other than a seller candle. So you don't have a change in structure. Whereas if we look at the market going below here, then what we've seen is we've seen the market consolidate in this area. And then by breaking below there, what we actually see is a change in structure. This floor that's being formed here and here has now broken below. So once we've gone below, we can then start saying, right, now we're below here, we can look for the market to create resistance. It doesn't have to come and test it, it can create it. Okay, meaning something like this. Once it came through here and we create new highs, it created support here. It created support here, created support here, created support here. Meaning the market just changes from sellers to buyers or buyers to sellers. That's where we see market form support and resistance. It's not rocket science. And then we decide where we want to trade from based on price action that we see and the ranges that we have available. So we don't want to trade in horrible messy areas like this. We want to see nice big bodied candles because the probability if we get triggered in that area and for the market to continue moving is a lot greater than if you've got candles like this area here where you see all these small candles. It's going up two candles, down one candle, up two candles, down three candles, up two candles, down one candle. no direction. It's very, very difficult to pick the direction. Very, very difficult to stay profitable through those choppy periods. So you're much better off just staying out, let the market create new structure, break through its levels, and then we can take advantage of the next opportunity that presents itself. So I find for the retail trader, the biggest issue comes with impatience, not waiting for the market to do what it needs to do, and trying to trade in areas that you should really just sit out of. Yes, it means that you might miss the start of the next big move, but if there's going to be a big move and you're a day trader, you're only looking at taking little bits out of the move each day. We just want to wait for the direction. Trading that direction is pretty difficult. So gold, we're going to wait. I think if anything's setting up now, it's the DAX. Everything else, the DAX, the NASDQ, sorry. Uh, okay, so if we map out the DAX, I'm looking for closes above there, looking for closes below here. This area, it is my no trade range. So I don't want to trade in this area. And if we look above here to here, that's the close. Got all that big candles, free traffic, nothing to worry about. Below here, if we close below, we've got free traffic all the way down here, 229 points. So let's just drop that in there. 229 pip range. To the upside, we have 97 pip range. Let's call this no trade range. There's no major news that's going to affect this today. Okay, so DAX is ready. NASDAQ, we've got 4 minutes left, and then we can look to place a trade. As long as this candle doesn't break the highs in the next 3 minutes, we can place the order. I can delete this because that was just purely to highlight um, what you could do on. There we go. There's the text. There we go. Okay, we have 3 minutes exactly, and then we can look to potentially place an order. So what I'm going to do in this next 2 minutes, I'm just going to head back to MetaTrader, and I'm going to get my order ready. So help, got that ready. Let's put right. I'm going to put my stop loss initially below the structure. So let's put it all the way at the bottom of this candle, right? So we're going to go below the support level, and we're going to put it below the candle that has broken out of the range. NASDAQ, we can potentially look at 20,100, which is a huge order. Let's put that down to there. So I'm just looking where we see prices created support, buyers came in, failed to push it up, and we've got a little bit of structure through there. So that's where I'm going to place my order for now. I'm going to wait what we've got left, 1 minute 52 seconds. So I'm just going to bring in the pending order. So this yellow line basically highlights where our entry price will be. So if the high of this candle is 19,757, In come down 1 point, 19,759. So orders 2 points above the highs. 1 minute 15 seconds until the candle closes. Anyone taking any trades this morning? Or have you had a quiet morning, guys? No? Alright, so look, if we look at this, your 30-minute candle looks bullish, right? Okay, so you can see the 30-minute candle is bullish. We've got nice wick here to potentially work with the flip traders. Now, what we're seeing is an inside, one trade on gold this morning. So we're going to look to go long above the break of the high here. Yeah, very quiet for me as well. So 2 seconds. All right, there we go. So I'll place the order. I'm just going to give it about 20 seconds of the first candle just to run its course for 20 seconds or so, and then we'll place the order. Only euro yen this morning for Nigel. All right, we'll have a look at some of these in a minute. All right, so orders going in. There we go. Buy stop order is in. Now, for those of you that look at dynamic risk or flexible risk, this is essentially, you see I've put 2 lots down. So, oh dear me, sorry guys. Slept very heavy last night. Aaron, hey mate, how are you, pal? Taking a few gold trades. Trading the range. Yeah, I'm waiting for. I'm happy to take long trades on gold, but nothing had set up for me yet. And then for the shorts, I need it to break through 2977.2. So just looking for. This is now. Let me have a look, see how many points we've got here for the flip. 25. Okay, we have a flip on the card now. So orders coming down. So what we're looking at doing here is the high of the current 30-minute candle, which is 19732.2. 19732.2. So we'll give it 2 points above. So basically now what we've done is we've placed an order above the high of the current candle. So this is what we call our flip entry. So meaning that the candle is bearish, creating a bottom wick, because we wanted to be a buyer above here, right? Now, we want to be a buyer if the candle creates a bottom wick. But if it goes deep into the body of the previous candle without creating a top wick, I'm happy to place an order above the high of the current candle. And our first TP is going to be 20 pips, or as we see with the NASDQ, you have to put it in here as 2,000. But it is actually 20 pips. It's not 2,000. I wish it was 2,000. My God, I can't stop yawning. Need a coffee. Not had one today. Right, so we have done a uh, new offer for members, friends, referrals, etc. So doing a 6 month program with our membership, including a $300 or $3,000 incubator account, which can grow to $60,000 based on performance. So anyone that's interested in that, we're doing it for effectively the same price as, well, just a bit cheaper than 6 months membership. So we've included a incubator account, and I'm doing it for just a little bit less, £100 less than our normal 6 months membership. If that's something of interest where you can get the incubator account as well, then I will post a link in 2 seconds about how you can accept that offer, guys. So if that's something of interest, then in 2 seconds, I'm just going to grab this link and I'm going to share it in the chat. Uh, links, where are you? Okay, so look, you see how price is now testing this area? This is this is where you can go in at, let's say, zero point 0.5 or 0.6. All right, let's copy. I just share that. So anyone that wants to join for 6 months and get a $3,000 incubator account included, there's the link. So it is for £100 less than the normal um, subscription fee, and it is including, as I said, a $3,000 incubator account, which traded well can grow up to 60,000, guys. So it can grow up to 60,000. So look, if you did buy zero point 0.5 down here now, you'd be sitting in about 13 points profit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something similar, but a little bit different. Um, if it is a small bullish candle, I will trade at a quarter risk down here. If it pops back and it's nearly at here, then there's no point. You're not going to get any extra sort of bang for your buck if that happens. What's gold doing? Gold, not a lot. DAX, not a lot. NASDAQ, not a great deal. So, so yeah, if you didn't understand that square link, that is to get 6 months membership and a $3,000 incubator account that trades up to $60,000 based on performance. 3 minutes left for this. So buy stop order is placed above the current 30-minute candle as a flip entry. Hey Tunde, how'd you get in? What do you want to get into, buddy? Do you want to get into the membership, or I'm welcome from Nigeria, buddy. We have that's the link there that will give you 6 months access to our membership. We run 6 live streams per week. Ones that I do on YouTube are just for free to create brand awareness, so to speak. But within the membership, we have the London Open at 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. We run that on a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a Thursday. We have New York Close at 8 p.m. on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We produce watch lists, trade ideas. All the sessions are recorded and posted in them. We have a members community where the members share their own ideas amongst each other. And to be fair, they're doing really, really well. We've got some members that are absolutely flying. There's a few members in here this afternoon, so they'll happily say what they're doing. The ones that are in here right now, day trading, got some really, really good results for the guys. So really proud of them. Um, so Tunde, welcome. Okay, uh, Tunde, if you can just uh, drop me an email to markettradeandtrain.com, um, and let me know any questions, etc. And then what we can do is we can maybe figure out something for you. So look, if you'd have taken that dynamic risk, flexible risk entry, anywhere down here, you're currently sitting around 20 points up. So in theory, you could have taken cash off the table. And all you're doing is de-risking your position up here. But it does come with added risk. And this is what I was trying to say. Because imagine, right, it just came here, you've bought, and then it keeps dropping. This is why you have to trade it with a lot lower risk. You can't go in at your usual standard risk because it potential to decimate accounts. And that's not the idea of trading, right? You want to make cash. Uh, it's in the chat. My email is mark@tradeandtrain.com. Okay, Tunde, pleasure, buddy. There's links in the description as well for people looking for funded accounts, uh, who's good to use for brokers in terms of spreads and costs. Um, Look at this. We're seeing Kiwi is still pushing, so that should Kiwi's pushing, CAD is pushing. The risk currencies really are on the move, so I would expect to see some more upside on the NASDQ. Okay. Okay, so we've got to wait for gold. We can still look for long opportunities, but we can't use the 15-minute anymore because if we look at the 15, what's happened? Where we were interested in buying here, yes, it was a bullish candle close, but since then we had inside bearish, then we had downrange bearish, and now we may have anything that could happen because there's only four types of candles that you can have, right? There's only four types of candles you can have. If this is candle one, it can either create a higher high and a higher low, a lower low and a lower high, a higher high and a lower low, or a lower high and a higher low. Candles can't do anything else. So there's only four different variations of candles. For all the different candle phrases and terminology out there, there's only four things that can actually happen from a mechanical basis. You can have a higher high and a higher low than the previous candle. You can have a higher high and a lower low than the previous candle. You can have a lower high and a higher low than the previous candle. You can have a lower high and a lower low from the previous candle. And we have the names for them. Very, very simple. Higher high and higher low is called an up range. Down range, outside, higher high, lower low. So that's an outside. And this one is an inside because it remains within the previous candle's range. So really, really simple. The only variable you have on top of that is how the candle closes. Does it close bullish? Does it close bearish? Is it a strong close? If it's an outside candle, does it close above the previous candle's high or below the previous candle's low? Because then they tell you significant things. So imagine this, right? So let's say we've got an outside candle that's formed and it looks like that. Does it tell me anything? Now, imagine we have that. So it's it would need to be something like that actually. So it's closed near the low, then this one it's opened at the previous candle closing price. It's pushed all the way up, it's exceeded the previous candle's high, and then closed below the previous candle's low. This tells you a lot. Okay, it's this probability of the next candle moving lower is massive. It's like 90 to 93%. So high. So those type of things, they tell you a lot. It's just about how you apply what you're seeing. But most people tend to get sucked into just looking at one candle, one range. They're not looking at the higher time frame. They're not looking at the bigger picture, and they just want to try and trade according to um, what they see in that one moment. Uh, so it's a steady session today, to be fair, guys. Can't really uh, can't really make the market go one way or the other, but I'm going to leave this order in. Um, we're fine for this half an hour candle and the next half an hour candle, to be fair. God, the market's that slow. They're sending me to sleep. Even the music's not, radio's not helping me today. Have we got any other new people on the stream today? So we've got Tunde in. Aaron's relatively new, but been coming back a few times now, so welcome. Then we've got quite a few members I see. Peter, Anna, Brad, Nigel, Stuart, Stevie. Gold strong support at 29.91. Yeah, so I'm just going to go back to my TradingView channel, TradingView chart, because I don't like um, looking at it on. So 29.91. Do you mean 81? I see strong support around 81, but if we just go down to 15-minute time frame, this is where I get my lowest support formed, which is why I'd want to see the market break and close below there. Ah, right, okay. Futures chart. Yeah, I forgot you're on top step, aren't you? Yeah, so I'd be looking for the market to get below there. If we get below this area, then I see big move to the downside. But we just got to be patient, guys. We can't force it. We can't do anything until the market gives us a setup. So just remember, yeah, perfect. Just remember, guys, as well. New York Stock Exchange opens in 12 minutes. So it opens in 12 minutes. So we should see some volatility in the next 12 minutes. While we're waiting for this, let's have a look and see what's happening on some of the big shares out there at the minute. See what's happening pre-market. Oh, Nvidia's up about 1.5%. Yeah, so Nvidia's up. Alphabet up a little bit. Netflix is up 1.9%. Amazon up a little bit. Meta's up a bit. Tesla's down a bit. I mean, Tesla's been absolute carnage for a few weeks now. Look at Tesla. It's just been rinsed since I mean, from its highs, it's down 49%. It's down 50% from its highs. Huge, huge moves on Tesla. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 could be in this little zone where we could start to see a little turn. But have I missed any other big stocks out? Netflix, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Meta. Have I missed anything out? The big ones, Mag 7. Can't think. Uh, no, I mean the majority are all up on the day. So I would probably suggest that we might see some more upside on the NASDAQ, but time will tell. DAX, we have to see it break out above. In fact, let's just put the alerts in because. So I'm just going to put the alerts in for DAX and NASDAQ. Let's get rid of the old alerts. Okay. We got DAX breakout long. Now, this just the reason I do this is just to stop me from keep flicking around all the charts, or the noise goes off, and it means that if I'm in a different room, I hear my computer breakout short. DAX, NASDAQ. All right, we're happy with this for now. Gold will sit tight, but there's no setup at the minute. Well, I mean, he is the founder of the company, so we'll we won't try and put an idea on when the turnaround will be. We just wait for the market to tell us, and it's really simple. Yeah, we're just gonna You just have to wait for buyers to step in. When buyers step in, that'll be our clue to look for orders. That's if you trade Tesla. Remember, I don't trade it directly, so I only trade the NASDQ. So let's see what happens here in the next 7 minutes. See if we're going to get some buyers rock up for the US Open. What are we thinking, guys, on the US Open? Are we going to see the indexes rally? We're going to see them sink? Or are we going to see them stay in a range? What are we thinking? Microsoft. There we go. Oh, Microsoft are down. Ah, not much. 0.6%. Broadcom. Don't know this one. Oh, down. 3.9%, 4% on the day. They're down. Okay, so we've got 5 minutes until NYSE opens. Gold's doing nothing. All right, let's take a look at some of the old favorites, ones that I no longer trade. Uh, looks like we could be pushing higher here. So yeah, above 160. So Euro Yen has room above 162.30. Yeah, look at so Euro Yen. I mean, I'm like I say, I'm not trading it, but that's the range you have to work with on the 4 hour. Yeah, Euro Yen, you have 58, 71 pip range, 71 pip range, 62.20. I would avoid this area here. It's not clean. Yes, you can get above this wick and you've got room up to 162.60, but it's not. I think you're trying to force things if you're trading in that area. Pound yen, let's get rid of. Very similar chart to euro yen, to be fair. Um, so yeah, neither of them for me anymore. I'm just staying away from pound yen and euro yen. Everything's stuck. Oh, Nasdaq's just dropped about another 15 points. Now, could we be? Now the problem is you're gonna have to wait 1 hour. You got to wait till 2 o'clock because remember, anyone that tells you they know when a false break is occurring, they don't. You only know if false break has occurred after the event. There's no way of identifying whether you're going to get a false break or not. So you have to wait. Hey, Yoke, how are you, darling? Yeah, you got absolutely zero idea of when a false break is occurring. Um, you just have to wait for the market. And by that, here we have, let's say, a breakout in play because we've had the candle close above. So then we're waiting for a wick down to then buy the break of the high, or we're going to use a flip entry. Now, if it's a flip entry, it makes no odds. We're still waiting for a wick down, then the market to break the highs. If the market then closes back below the resistance level, then in theory, we are set up for both a breakout and a false break. It just then depends what happens next. Do we break the highs of the breakout candle or do we break the lows of the breakout candle? That will determine which way we trade next. So this is why all the systems that we trade are all linked really cleverly with one another based on price action. So we do have a trade placed on the NASDQ. It's above the high of this bearish candle right now. So in 7 seconds, we're going to have the open of the NYSE. So we'll see all indexes have a little surge one way or the other. All right, so the market is now open. I'm not seeing, so let this 5 minute candle here. This is what's happened in the market since it's opened. So not a day. So you want to see our order, our current order on the NASDAQ. You'll see it is above the 30-minute high. Oh, wrong. There we go. So it's above the 30-minute high here. Now, if we change to the hourly, you'll see it's the same one. As long as this hourly as long as this hourly candle low doesn't get broken, then we can keep the order in. If the low gets broken, then we need to close the order. We could look at replacing it, but only above the highs of this, because then we're looking for an outside candle to form. Just have a quick look, see what's happening with some of those stocks. Now the market's opened. Oh, Tesla's dropped. Right, Tesla's 3.65% down. Nvidia's down as well. Mm, what else we got? Netflix. See what's happening with Netflix. Okay, so Netflix is up and pushing. So that's 2.8% up and pushing. Gold still sat in the range. Okay, so Nasdaq's getting close to triggering. So what we're going to do is if we trigger, we're going to bring stop up underneath the low. So it's, there we go, we're in. Okay, oh, where did my partial TP go? So I've got a habit of this happening. Partial TP keeps disappearing. Right. So on Netflix is flying. So trade management, yes, I will be moving stops to break even at 15 pips. So we're currently, when you see 100, that's one point basically. So 500 would be 5 points, 1,000 would be 10 points. When it goes blue, that means it's actually going positive. So over here on the left-hand side, you'll see the yellow button here, SL at entry. So if I want to move my stop loss to break even, I literally just tap the SL at entry. And as soon as price is where I'm happy with moving my stop loss to break even, I just hit that button and we de-risk. Right, the DAX is breaking out to the upside. I don't know if you could hear that alert, but we're already in a trade, so I'm not going to be looking at anything else right now. Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so we're getting close to break even now. Need to see 15 pips. So that's one. There we go. Okay, so we're break even now. So we can't lose. We can't lose. So it's either gonna we either lose nothing or we're gonna get to our TP1 at 20 pips. Which there we go. That's TP1 hit and achieved. So right now we just let it do whatever it needs to do. Happy days. One trade, one win. If we break the high of this candle, we should see some decent move. So let's just 90 points. No worries. So I'm just gonna about 70 points. I'll be taking another half off. I'm not doing anything with my stop at the minute. TP2. So yeah, remember what I said the other day, guys. I'm letting my TP2s run. It's up 147. So I'm just looking around here, just seeing if there's any traffic. So we've got nice big bodied candles. We'll see if it can keep doing the biz. It's only up 135 on the day, so it's still got plenty of legs in it yet to the upside. Anna TP2, well done, darling. Anyone else? Stuart TP2, well done, mate. Right, it was 60, 61, 62. There, I'm going to take half off. 62 pips. All right, so we've had 20 pips, 62 pips. Now just let it run. Uh, right, let's have a look at the DAX now. Okay, yeah, DAX is broken out, but I'm object list. It's 50 points. Mm, I think I'll skip on that. Gold. No. So we're 75 points up on the NASDQ at the minute, or we were. So trade management. Let me just 80 points. So we're up 173 points on the NASDAQ. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this to that swing high, just below that swing high, which, what's that? 244. I can't see it doing that today, but what I'm going to do is I will take another half off uh, if we get here. So if we get here, I'll get another half off, and I will also manage it on the 15-minute chart. So depending on what happens, if we have price that creates a nice strong bullish candle, and then we create a bottom wick, and then it breaks the highs, I'll move the stop underneath the low of that. Oh, so what if we had 20, 62, 20, 62, 92. You know what? If I see 100 points, I'll take half off. Otherwise, I'm just going to let it run and get stopped out by price action. Anyone still in the trade? Well, look, gold is doing nothing. That Peter Cole, well done, bud. Anna, lovely, well done. uh, the worst time in the world to go and get some food. NYSE Open. That belly's just cost you a fortune, pal. Oh, rich. Never mind, there'll be more trades, mate. There'll be more trades. 2 minutes for this candle to close. And a T1, T2, leaving a small lot running. Lovely. So want the next candle to go down first. Oh, yeah, okay, perfect. If you've set yourself a figure and you've got it, take it. So, as I mentioned, guys, anyone that has any friends, family, or whatever wanting to potentially start with a new trading company, there's a link that I'm just posting now. That'll give you 6 months to the membership. It'll also give you a $3,000 incubator account. Um, so it's like an all-in-one package. You get the mentorship, well, the membership, you get the community. Oh, you took the DAX as well, Nigel. Bloody hell. Man's going for his payout quickly. Okay, so we've got 4 seconds left for this candle. Okay, so look, to, this is what we're going to do. So the high of this candle is going to make our decision, meaning what do we do? So if this candle just goes and breaks the high, we move our stop straight underneath the low of this candle. If this candle comes down and then breaks the high, we move the stop underneath the low of the candle. But obviously there's a difference. One is this candle just goes straight up and breaks the high, and the other one is it comes down and creates a bottom wick before breaking the high. My preference is it comes down, creates a bottom wick first, because that's usually the market coming down to create liquidity, not trap buyers, but get buyers enticed, and then we see the market push up, a bit like an elastic band, having to pull it backwards before it goes forwards. So, guys, if you've taken some trades with me today, make sure you hit that like button. Uh, you share this damn channel, and I definitely want to see a comment underneath afterwards. Yeah, all right. Let's go and have a look at some of the stocks while this is doing whatever it's doing. So Netflix is still pushing higher. Amazon's not really doing anything. Nvidia's pushing up. Yeah, I trail stops, Aaron, but I have to trail stops based on price action. So I do T1, T2, um, and then I just let it run its course. So here I've let this 15-minute candle close bullish, and now I'm waiting for price either to break this high or it closes bearish. If it closes bearish, then I'll bring my stop underneath the low, wherever it stops. But ideally, what I want to see it to do is I want it to see it come down, create a bottom wick, and then break the highs, and then I'll trail the stop. Every time a candle breaks the highs, I'll move the stop underneath the low. But I need to give it a little bit of wiggle room. We've done the hard thing now. We've taken what 75% of the position off, so there's only a small part of the position on. So I've scaled out twice, 75%, 50% on the first position, then 50% on the second position. So there's only 25% of the trade running. Mm, so Nvidia, what else are we looking at? Meta, mm, turned a bit. Mm, about to get stopped at break even for the last 25%. It's just, oh, I'm still on that chart. I wasn't, I thought I was on the other one. So I'll leave it there. And there we go. We're out. So nice chunk of change. So, okay, so NASDAQ, there's nothing for me to do now. I don't like gold. Uh, okay, guys, that's it. There's nothing. It's going to be one trade and done for me today. One trade and done. Yeah, no, gonna be that's it. Me done. I don't want to get caught into anything else. It's been a lovely session with you guys. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Some new people uh, coming in. So Tunde, welcome to the channel. Aaron, welcome back. I'm not sure if there's any other new people in here today. If there was, you kept yourselves quiet. But if you were here, thank you for streaming in, or logging into the stream, I should say. All the support is appreciated. Um, Next session will be members, 8 o'clock tonight. Members, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning on Zoom. So, guys, take care. Well done. Glad you got some pips. That's it. Wipe your hands now. Back to the drawing board. We'll see you tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on which session you're going to tune into. Aaron, thanks for being here, mate. It's always nice to see familiar faces that aren't just members. Um, Thanks, Stuart. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Don't forget, comment. I want to know what trade you took, how many pips you banked. Put it in the comment section afterwards. Don't forget to like the stream today if you got a